Hello, my name is Albana GJONİ from the Agricultural University of Tirana. My colleagues are co-authors of this paper, Elona, FEJZAJ and Etleva MUÇA, and our paper is called Electronic Payment System in Albania. The study of the payment system in Albania is a topic that always attracts the attention of researchers, as it is one of the important pillars of the country's economy which directly affects the acceleration of economic growth or its slowdown. This paper aims to study the transformation of the system towards electronic payments, which constitutes a new advantageous means of making payments. The progress or percentage of change in different states is different. Albania cannot be called a country that uses electronic money in most cases, as the use of cash is still predominant, especially compared to other countries in the region and Europe. With the continuous development of the economy and society, the payment system in Albania has evolved at a rising speed. In just 20 years, it has gone from a system based mainly on cash payments and partly on bank transfer payments to a payment system based mainly on electronic money and only a small part on cash. In Albania, the history of the recognition of electronic money begins in 2003 with the opening of a small number of ATMs. This increase has mainly come as a result of the transfer of budget employees' salaries through commercial banks. The increase in the number of electronic money users in Albania has been parallel to the increase in banking transactions. Although online commerce has several forms, it is worth mentioning bank card payments, which today are being transformed into a new form of use, moving from computers to smartphones. Mobile applications bring a number of advantages to its users, such as ease of use, making application as practical as possible and offering a number of offers or discounts to attract as many customers as possible. Smartphones and the Internet are the main tool that has helped online trading. Bank cards will be the basis of payments. With all the advantages that electronic money offers, it also has its disadvantages. Some of these include fraud, technology failure, and the uncertainty it gives people. One of the biggest concerns is that counterfeiters could create their own type of electronic money which would be indistinguishable from real money. The factors that negatively affect the development of the payment system are the technological factor. Despite development of technology, it is still not in Albania used and implemented properly. The dominant economy in Albania is that of cash, and the payment system is not fully automated. Red tape abounds. Most individuals and businesses think that banks impose numerous requirements, procedures, and bureaucracy. This is a factor that drives them to perform their cash transactions as the simplest payment instrument. The factors that negatively affect these directions are avoidance of tax obligations, the high rate of poverty in the country, and lack of information about other payment instruments. The payment system is an essential part of the financial system of a country. In order to intensify financial and business transactions, there must be effective channels of money circulation with as little cost, time, and as much circulation effectiveness as possible. We have researched all the latest and important literature on this field of study, and later on we have built a questionnaire that was directed to as many persons as possible. We targeted almost 1,000 persons, but only about 220 people answered the questionnaire validly. According to the results of the questionnaire, The majority of the respondents lived in the Tirana region, 90%, and the surprising result is that 75% of the individuals who completed the questionnaire belonged to the female gender, while the other 25% belonged to the male gender, which will say that women make up the majority of Albanian population that uses electronic money services and its forms. A quite expected result was the age of the respondents. The interactions of young people with digital technologies from a very young age is fundamentally different from that of only one older generation, and perhaps this explains the fact that the majority of young people around the age of 22 to 30 make up almost 31%, use such services, while from 30 to 40 only 12.5%, and from 41 to 50 only 6% of age groups seem to have slightly lower usage. Based on the answers, it was found that 65% of the respondents use electronic money and its services, and of which 71% have a university education level and 28% have a secondary education. As a result, we can conclude that education and employment level play an important role in the use of bank accounts, bank cards, and many other electronic services. In general, those individuals who have a higher or secondary education and are employed use these services for personal or work reasons. On the other hand, individuals who do not have a level of education and are not even employed do not want and do not feel the need to use electronic services. Some of the results of this questionnaire about credit cards turns out to be the most used form of electronic money. Albanians find it easier to transfer money from their bank account to another, either inside or outside the country. About bank cards, debit or credit or prepaid cards, widely used in Albania but not so massively. Based on the answers, we find that for reasons that we will argue below, Albanians use bank cards only to withdraw money from ATMs and not for purchases or card payments. About e-banking and mobile banking, it seems that their use has increased a lot in recent years because based on the answers, the result seems to be very close to that of bank cards. Periodic payment orders. Based on the answers, periodic payment orders are not used by Albanians. Cryptocurrency, they are a method of payment which apparently is and still remains a term not heard at all Albanian people because most of the respondents have not heard and did not even know what they are. PayPal or Express Pay, for the most part, especially for young people, this form of money seems to be a good way of payment, mainly for purchases outside Albania. A very current topic in the last years has been the situation caused by COVID-19, and for this reason we ask citizens that what impact the pandemic had on the use of physical money. According to CNBC, over the past 6 to 8 months, we have seen the use of cash fall even further, and that's the trend we'll see continue. The COVID-19 pandemic was expected to cause a drastic decline in the use of cash due to the risk of contagion. Precisely for this reason, the Albanian people became aware of the use of physical money, and about 36.8% of the people questioned say that they have avoided all physical payments by using different forms of electronic money. Finally, we asked the persons to give an opinion that if you could change or improve the electronic service, what would be the reason? What the citizens feel as the most important difficulty is the lack of information. So they think that there is not enough information in Albania about electronic payments methods. In conclusion, only 41% of the employed Albanian population owns a bank card. Over 90% are debit cards. Only 20% of the total card transactions are for payments. The number of points offered by traders is low. About penetration, a great effort is needed to expand the population that owns a supported card. This is also the expansion of businesses that offer this payment alternative, changing the ratio in favor of the use of cards as means of payment in physical and virtual POS compared to the use simply for withdrawing cash, expansion of physical POS as well as virtual ones, promotion of innovative products that helps significantly in the financial inclusion. The use of cash money is closely related to fiscal administration. Taxes that businesses pay by paying monthly obligations or carrying out actions related to the export and import are generally realized with the use of physical money. Although the transfers are made by account, most of businesses go on the specified dates and deposit the obligations in the state budget accounts, naturally forwarded to the destination through the payment system. In this regard, we would recommend that the state compel businesses to perform the actions only through bank transfers or electronic platforms of banks. Thank you very much, and best wishes for all the conference activities.